Caiuby was awesome, but these guys are really involved in Florida Realtors and in the global stuff. So we've become friends over the last couple of events. They were in Canada with us, and we had so much fun. So hopefully afterwards we'll have our networking and you can get a chance to talk to them as well. Denise, what was that look for? Are we ready?
Oh, yeah, I was just reminding you that
Reminding me of what? Eva. It's Eva. Hi, Eva. Eva's also a special guest. She's always special. Hi, Melissa. Welcome. So Eva is sponsoring today's event through Money Corp, which she's going to come up and tell you guys a little bit about.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Pleasure to be here.
Welcome.
I saw 2 Bulgarian ladies in the audience, so we were just taking a photo. It's a really global event.
Oh, it is a global event.
Hi, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Always a pleasure to sponsor a global day. Oh, I'm on camera. Hi, people at home. I think most of you know Money Corp, but just in case, we're here to help your international buyers, your foreign national sellers, your American friends that want to move abroad. Anytime you have a currency exchange, international payment need, we're here to help. We have a local team in Brazil. We actually are a bank in Brazil as well. So really important for your Brazilian clients to know. Start the process early with your Brazilian clients because it's not as quick and easy as some of your other international clients. There's a few bumps on the road when you're moving a large amount of money in and out of Brazil. So start the process early on so we can make sure we move it correctly and safely. And the most important part, August 25th, if you're coming to Florida Realtors, we're hosting a global real estate welcome reception in Orlando. It's after day 1 of the conference. We would love to see you there. It's a free event, networking, food, drinks. Join us, and I'll give you more info in the back. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Eva. I also just want to mention our other sponsors that are here today. So we have Nina Mills from, oh no, she's not anymore, sorry. We also have Caesar, sorry about that. Caesar's just standing up in the back. He's with Colonial Mortgage and he's awesome. He also hablos español. So if you guys have any Spanish speaking buyers that you need to send them directly to Caesar. And I think that that's it for sponsors. So we're going to get started with the program. Can you guys hear me okay?
Can you hear
Why
me
did
on
you just
this?
point at Maria?
And can you hear me on
Maria's
this?
amazing, but she's going last. Yeah, she's going last. So
Okay.
Glow, go ahead.
What's that? I'm sorry?
Carlo's right here.
Right here.
Come on up, Carlo.
And I'll go ahead. I'm Glow Reber, by the way. I'm with Sotheby's and obviously on the Global Business Council, co-host with Lori. We're all glad you're here. This is so much fun today. So please honor us with joining us, having fun later, glass of wine. And you've got some wonderful, wonderful speakers today. So thank you for coming. Oh, come on in. We're just getting started. I'm going to introduce Carlo. There is so much wonderful information about him. I'm not even quite sure what to include. So he is president and CEO of the Oxford Group, specialized in intelligence and solutions. The Oxford Group consists of international consulting and training corporations, being the largest Brazilian consulting entity in the U.S. He is an attorney. He's a consultant, a journalist, political analyst, speaker, and writer. He has extensive experience in foreign trade and business internationalization, and he presides over several organizations. He is also, he's been a member of the Brazilian Association of Foreign Trade Companies, Brazilian China Chamber of Commerce, Brazilian Association of Freight Forwarders. He's also been a consultant with many of the big companies like GE, Kodak, etc. So some of the business interests is he is president of the Brazilian Southwest Florida Chamber of Commerce. He is a member of the Central Florida Brazilian Chamber of Commerce, a member of our Manatee Chamber of Commerce, and a member of the Brazil Florida Business Council. Again, as I mentioned, he is an attorney and also has a master's degree in international law. He was a founding member and the first president of the Brazilian Business Group, as well as a founding member and president of the Brazil Club and member of the board of the Deerfield Beach Chamber of Commerce. Between 2014 and 2015, he also founded as the president over the Rotary Club, Boca Raton West. I'm also Rotarian. So
Great.
And also throughout his career, he has delivered hundreds of conferences, attended hundreds of conferences across the continents and visited more than 70 countries, sharing his vast knowledge. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank you very much for the invitation. I'm proud to be here with you. And for me, the best thing that we have done in the last year will be to open and have here in Manatee and all the southwest part of Florida, the Brazilian Chamber of Commerce. And I understand that this is my present seat to invite, the reason why I was invited. Thank you very much. Thank you to be here, all of them. Okay. For me, it's not just a pleasure, but a really big change there to talk to you about what's going on in Brazil and how can we bring clients from Brazil to here. Of course, having here Corina is very difficult for us because she is, besides being a Brazilian, is a fantastic realtor. And I have the pleasure to know Corina for a long time. And also she was the first member of the Brazilian Chamber of Commerce here in this area, no?
Nice job, Corina.
And thank you, Elizabeth, for remembering us. I guess I will see you tomorrow, part of them. What happened in Brazil now? That's the more important thing that I can transmit. Not as a realtor, I'm not a realtor. I don't compete with anyone. I'm just a consulting. And I can see that decision that you have made to go to Brazil to bring clients to here is excellent. Because most of the Brazilians looking for the opportunity to buy and to have some investments overseas. Of course, we have two kinds of different clients that we will face in Brazil. One of them is investors. The investor, when they are looking for the American market, they are looking for have some improvement in his real estate, in his properties, and be safe with the money here. For this kind of people, what's the main point? Okay, in Brazil, and this is your challenger, the interest rate is too high. In Brazil, by now, the central bank pay 15% a year as interest rate. Then when you go and talk with them about, I have some investments to offer to you in the United States, you must explain what would be better if you invest your money here in the United States, okay? Because they already have paid by Brazilian government 15% for their investments. Then the main point that I can see is to put both for the investors. Okay, you receive this amount of money, maybe 6-7% a year in rent, plus you have the value of the house improving every year. Of course, don't take in consideration the last 2 years, but probably if you put all these figures from last 10 years, you will see that you have maybe another 6 or 7%. Then if you put both together, you are giving to the investor the possibility that they are making a good investments in a real estate here, because if you put both values together, if you just give them the opportunity to know how much money they make with rent, you lose the client, okay? Because Brazil, unfortunately, even our inflation is around 4%, 4.5 a year. If you take in consideration the government pay, just the government, the banks pay a little bit more. 15%, you will have the opportunity to bring the clients here. The second point that we must see, okay, people are crazy to move out of Brazil. Unfortunately, us Brazilians, we are not so happy with the present government of Brazil. Everyone is feeling that Brazil is going the wrong direction. Politically, Brazil are going to be probably Venezuela very soon. And also, our Supreme Court is completely like Venezuela. Very political people are taking care of our Supreme Court. And the decision in Brazil, you never can trust if the justice will be done. Then this is a main point, because sometimes you can be in one, let's say, government like having Spain. They are leftist, but the law continues to be preserved in the country. In Brazil, unfortunately not. This is the main reason why most of the family are looking for the opportunity to move then. This is the second area of business that we can offer to them. Okay, you can go to the United States. When you're talking about this, of course, will be more than useful if we have some information about immigration. How can we have, or the Brazilian can have the possibility to live here? As for sure, you know much better than I, United States have more than 104 different kinds of visa. most of the Brazilians doesn't know that, then it's quite useful if you bring to them in your speech the different alternatives: visa for investments, visa for special skills, visa for students, and so on. Then, because these kind of people are looking for the opportunity to live here, and then they need to know, how can I be legally in the United States? Especially now that the press in Brazil say that the present government of the United States don't like the immigrants. Well, it's not true. The illegal immigrants is not welcome, but the legal and investors are more than welcome. Then this is, for me, a second very important information that we can provide to the potential investor, and maybe you can bring someone there to explain, okay, you have opportunity to move to the United States. There, we are more than welcome. The third point that I recommend, I do not follow too much this, okay? The third point that I think that's quite important is security, okay? Especially people who are looking for the opportunity to move to Florida. 55% of the Brazilians' investments in real estate have been done in Florida. More than $1.3 trillion came to Florida. Then Brazil knows Florida. They know it's part of their reality. Then it's not that difficult to sell Florida to the Brazilian investor, but it's very useful that you can bring some real cases to then see that the law here is completely different from the Brazilian law. Our law and our law enforcement, our policy, they try to help to give security to the people. This doesn't happen there, unfortunately. Then bring them good information about how good it is for the people who live here and have a very security situation. And the fourth point that I would like to emphasize for you is the education. Most of the Brazilians look for the opportunity to give to their kids, their children, a good education. Florida now, as you know better than I, is the first one in the United States. Bring those numbers, put those figures. And Florida is the first one in education, higher level, university, second level, basic, all of them. Then this information will give them more interest to came here, especially if you take in consideration that we have a good free school. The public school will be very, very good here, especially the charter school. And this is something that I'm sure will help them to understand that there is a special reason to come to the United States. And for sure, the future, no? Because in Brazil just now, we have more emphasis in the education by, let's say, some social education, not the physical, not the EIA, not all the new information about the future. Then, of course, the Brazilian will see to bring their kids to the United States the opportunity to have more possibility to give to their kids a future in their jobs, in their activities. And as probably you know also better than I, if they come here and have the possibility to keep the Portuguese and speak English, I have a deal with the last governor of Florida, and he told me that it's 328,000 Americans in Florida lives because the Brazilian comes here. And this gives to them the information, okay, speak Portuguese will be good. We can develop business there. There is something around 30,000 Brazilian companies in Florida. Means that people are coming here and making money. They can make money also because what most of the Brazilians sometimes is scary is, okay, how can I live in the United States, expend my money in dollar if I make my money in reais from Brazil? And reais of Brazil is 6 times less than a value of $1. And this is bad. Then people, they need to trust that they can come here, make their business, develop their activities. And of course, there is a lot of opportunities in this state. And if you give to the Brazilians the opportunity to know that more than 1,000 people move to Florida every day, we will give them, okay, if 1,000 Americans move to Florida, it's because Florida is good. And in terms of education, the present decision of the government to put some points out from the school, now it's the parents who decide what kind of education the kids must have under the spiritual point of view and sex point of view. This also will give to the Brazilian, okay, I'm moving to the right place to educate my kids, no? And if you take the numbers, just to provide some information, Brazil have here $3.5 trillion invested in real estate. Brazilian is the fourth highest investors in real estate in Florida than in the United States. 55%, as I said, in Florida. Florida received, I guess, last year, according to the Santos, something around $2.7 million investments per minute. But every minute, Florida is receiving $2.7 million more. And this creates a good environment for people who knows, okay, this is good for me because this is a state that's growing. I'm doing something good in education. And Florida will be, and this information, I'm sure that also you know, the 10th economy of the world in 1230, in 5 years more. This is another thing that gives confidence to people to come here and say, okay, I'm not going to California. It's not so horrible, but let's say, sorry who are from California, but I'm not to go to New York. In Florida, you don't have tax for people. And the more important information that we can provide to the Brazilians from next years on, according to the promise of the government, the Floridians don't pay more tax for the house where they live, no? This possibility that Florida will have for next year on, no? I'm sure that you are reading that there's a committee to provide a good orientation to change the law, the constitution of Florida. And we have a meeting with the governor maybe 2 months ago when he came to Manatee, no? And he promised, okay, I will do my best to don't leave the government before give to the Floridian a possibility to that are living here that don't pay, I would say this the proper tax. Hopefully this will make Florida the more demanded to people to come here and say, I live here, don't pay tax. If the federal government also gives to us the promise that they gave, that we don't have more income tax in the federal, but let's take this out. But Florida is looking for the opportunity to don't have more property tax to be paid for people who live here. This is so different. And you know, when I talk to a Brazilian, we have 54 different tax in Brazil. And if you come to in cars, in Brazil, everyone who have a car, they need to pay 4% of the value of the car every year. And here's, I guess, $80 or something like that, okay? Then this difference of tax, information, security, education, and so on, I do recommend to you that you can explain to them in order to make them be very happy for the opportunity they are giving them for make investments, buy their house and move to Florida and bring their kids and give their money. Brazil this year is supposed to lost 1,278 something billionaires. People who are moving to the United States, 9% of them, and this will means that Brazilians are losing $34 billion. People who are bringing the money out. This is figures that make you be sure that when you decide to go to Brazil and make some, give to them the opportunity to see where to invest, Florida is the more friendly state in the United States, in my opinion. I'm here for almost 40 years, and I could see the difference between, let's say, 30 years ago and now. It's a more friendly state, no tax, if they take out the property tax, it would be fantastic, you know? Then is the main point that I'd like to bring you. I know that I have a limited time, but if anyone of you have some questions, I'm very happy to answer. And if the association later receive any other information that you want to know, I'd be happy to provide.
Thank you so much. Debbie, we do have a question right out here. Debbie?
There is many different ways that you can send the money out.
Everybody here?
You can send the money to have in a American currency. You just pay small tax for it by now. No, no limit, and no tax.
Anybody else have any questions? Thank you.
We have to use a mic when you have a question.
Do they know what the effect of the tariff? I know they just saw top of like a 50% tariff on Brazil. I think they just said that.
Now, this is another point. The President of the United States decides that Brazil is pay, let's say, unfair trade with Brazil. And they, 2 days ago, they opened a public, let's say, base of the 301 law, that the many points of Brazil will be reanalyzed by the Department of Commerce to see what Brazil is doing wrong and make an unfair competition with the American companies. Then one more reason to come here.
A little bit about your association with the Port of Manatee as well.
Mhm. Yes, our company Oxford was established in the United States 41 years ago in the east side in Boca Raton. And two or 3 years ago, the manager of the Port of Manatee asked us to move to the west side. And in this negotiation, they offered us the possibility to have a huge space to be open to the Brazilian companies. And it's almost 30,000 square meters. And where we have 3 showrooms, we have a warehouse, we have 3 spaces for conferences and offices. And with this, besides Oxford at that time was already the largest Brazilian consulting company in the United States, now we have the largest place for Brazilian company to establish their business in the United States and also everywhere. Nowhere in the world the Brazilian can have a space like this. And who will go there on tomorrow? Huh? You see that this is tremendous. This the Brazilian and the Chamber of Commerce, for instance, is the first Brazilian Chamber of Commerce here that the ambassador, that the general counsel in Florida, he is our honorary president of the Chamber. The recognition of the work that the Chamber is doing here in the West Coast. And the main reason why they invite us is because even Brazil is the main partner of Florida. We have $28 billion in business in Florida. The second one is China, is less than 10. Then you see how important is Brazil to do business, Brazil and Florida. But unfortunately, the west part of Florida, is a no in Brazil. I guess that we're doing a good job. Corina have made many TV programs and show. Also, she participated. I have a TV program about economy, and she will be there talking about Florida, the West Coast, how good is this. If I take it, let's say, Manatee, people don't know it's a fish or a mammal, really. Then one of the beauty that we have to be here is to explain to Brazil, okay, the West Coast is fantastic. The beach here is the best that we can have. The price of the properties is much better than the East Coast. And it's not Miami the best option.
Does anybody else have a question? All righty. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Carlo. That was very interesting. Our next speaker is Corina Silva. Carlo was referencing her a few times, and Corina also is very involved. I'll just read you her bio. She needs a microphone though.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you so much. That's perfect. Corina is the co-president-elect of the Suncoast Tampa Association of Realtors, which is now called STAR. In case some of you guys didn't know that, that's their new acronym, STAR. She serves in multiple leadership roles, including chair of the Florida Realtors Diversity Committee and director at both Florida Realtors and the National Association of Realtors. She's a big deal. She is also an active member of NAR's Global Business Alliance Committee and the Public Policy Committee for Pasco County at STAR. A proud major investor in RPAC, Corina advocates annually in Tallahassee and Washington, D.C., championing public policies that protect private property rights and strengthen the real estate industry. She's a global citizen with Brazilian, Portuguese, and American citizenships. Corina has lived in the Tampa Bay area for over 2 decades. She holds prestigious designations and certifications such as CIPS, ABR, RSPS, ePro, SFR, CTEX, and DIPC. I don't even know what that one means. As well as a certificate in global business and organizational leadership from Harvard Business School online. In 2017, she founded Tampa Bay Key Real Estate, which is a boutique brokerage with a strong international focus. In 2024, her team was ranked among the top 150 teams in Florida by sales volume by Real Trends. The multilingual team serves clients in Portuguese, English, Spanish, and Russian. They specialize in relocation and international investment. Corina also serves as an international strategic counselor with APEMIP in Portugal and previously held a seat on the Florida Citizen Council connected to the Brazilian consulate in Miami. She began her leadership path as the 2018 chair of the Suncoast Global Council and was recognized in 2020 with the Rising Star Award by Pro and CPRO. Corina, I know from just doing all of the global things and the Florida Realtor stuff and the National Association stuff. She's everywhere. She's amazing. And actually, I think I met her the first time at a global roundtable. And we were talking, which is a thing that they have at the Florida Realtors events. And you get to talk with different people about different things. And she showed me her YouTube channel. And we talked about Instagram and she gave me some pointers. And I really like Corina a lot. So Corina, come on.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Here?
We can see you.
Okay, all right, here's good.
She's good.
All right, I wish you didn't have to read all
Oh, it's
that,
okay.
but it gave us time to find my presentation.
There you go.
So Lori asked me to come, and I just a couple of days ago, I said, what do you want me to talk about? And then she said, I have Maria talking about this and Carlo talking about this, and I don't know what you're gonna talk about. So I figured I'd talk about the basics. Who has been to Brazil so far? Okay, some of you, good, but some of you have not been there. So I might bore the ones that went to Brazil for the, for the beginning of the slides, but then it gets a little bit more interesting. If I can get this to work.
What would be the first one?
So who are the Brazilians in the audience? All right, boa tarde. Thank you. All right, so Brazil is located in South America. And for you to get to Brazil from Florida, you can take nonstop flights using American Airlines, Azul Airlines, or LATAM Airlines. So it's really easy to get to Brazil. The best part of it, it's an 8 hours flight. It's a quite long flight, but we only have 1 hour difference. So it makes it easy for you to go on a Friday night, spend the weekend, and come back on Monday. You can also use different airlines, making connections, but those are the easy ways to get to Brazil. And this facility, this is one of the reasons why Brazilians like to come to Florida. Brazil has 26 states. The capital of Brazil is not Rio, is Brasília, which is located right in the center of Brazil. The current president is Lula, but that's his nickname. His name is Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Brazil is the largest country to have Portuguese as an official language. language. Does anybody know how many countries in the world speak Portuguese? 8. Don't ask me to list them all. The most populated city in Brazil is São Paulo, where I was born. It has 12 million people living there. It's quite big, and that's the second photo there. It's in the dictionary, if you type concrete jungle, that's São Paulo. Brazil is the largest country in South America. It covers almost 50% of the continent. It has over 200 million people living there. It's the 7th largest country in the world, the 5th largest by area. So it's bounded by the Atlantic Ocean on the right, and it borders with every other country in South America except Chile and Ecuador. And it's the 7th largest GDP in the world. Brazil is divided in 5 regions. We have North, Northeast, West Central, Southeast, and South. And the population is not divided equally. The density is really in the South and Southeast and in the coastal areas. And where the density kind of fades away, that's where the Amazon is. The Amazonia state is the largest state in Brazil, and it's the least populated state in Brazil. Brazil is the only country in the world that has the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn running through. So that makes it diversity of especially climate. So we have the major climate subtypes in Brazil: equatorial, tropical, semi-arid, oceanic, and subtropical. And that creates a big diversity of landscapes. So those are just some of the beautiful places you can visit in Brazil. There are many more, and I'm only talking about the nature. So it's a pretty diverse country. One of the curious things about Brazilians is that there's no single stereotype. Someone could come here and think that all of you are Brazilian. We all look like Brazilians here in this room. There's not a single stereotype. So Brazil was born in the 1500s. I mean, it existed for millions of years before, and the indigenous lived there, but the Portuguese migrated to Brazil and they colonized Brazil. And that's the reason why we are the only country that speaks Portuguese in South America. And they mixed with the indigenous, with Africans, and we had a lot of migration from other regions of Europe. And some curious facts is that we have in São Paulo, where I lived, the largest population of Japanese outside of Japan. We also have the largest community of Lebanese outside of Lebanon. So we have those interesting facts about all of this variety and diversity in Brazil. So it makes it a very rich country in that sense. About the business culture. So personal connections are very important and they're relationship driven. It's very important to build trust with the Brazilian. I feel like in some cultures, you trust, and then if somebody does something that you don't like and makes you not trust them, then you lose the trust. Brazilians are a little bit more suspicious, so they don't trust, and then you build that trust, and then they're gonna be the most loyal to you. But you have to build that trust, and that's the relationship that you must build. Communication style, Brazilians are indirect and polite. One curious aspect is the Brazilians have quite difficulty saying no. To them, it might be offensive. So sometimes you have to read between the lines and understand that what they're really trying to say is no. But to them, to say no, it feels difficult. Warmth and body language, Brazilians are touchy. They like to say hello and hug you and kiss you on the cheeks. Now you have to be mindful to know where that Brazilian is from, because depending on where you're from, you're gonna get one kiss. Now, if you're from a different place, you might get 2 or even 3. So it can get confusing of how many times you have to be kissing someone. So trying to know where they're from might help. And use of time is something that Brazilians do with a lot of creativity and flexibility. So when you're working with a Brazilian, especially if you're showing property, explain to them why they need to be punctual and make sure that they understand why they need to be there on time. Because 5 to 10 minutes, it's usually not even considered, that you're late. And then if you're scheduled to show 5 properties to them and they get there 20 minutes late and they think it's not a problem, then you kind of really needs to explain why. Don't just tell them like, be punctual, because they're gonna get offended. So explain why it's important to be on time. Or I know people who do tricks, like they just tell you that if the party starts at 7, you need to be there by 6:30. So you might be able to do that too. Reasons why Brazilians come to Florida. Number one, I think, is safety. Like Carlo mentioned, Brazil is a wonderful country. It has so much to offer, but in certain areas, it's just not safe. So one of the reasons why they come to Florida is because they feel safe here. The sun is very important. That's probably right there on top with safety. They love the climate. It's similar to Brazil, so they appreciate the sun. The lifestyle. The main 2 lifestyle points would be the beach and the Mickey Mouse. So here in Sarasota, you guys have the beach, and Brazilians absolutely love it. So that's one thing that you do need to explore and show it to them, because the ones that I know that live here, I know Flavia lives here, and that's a big deal. You guys have a beautiful beach here that it goes with the lifestyle that Brazilians like. Feeling like they're part of the community, feeling welcome is another reason why Brazilians like coming to Florida. And again, the proximity and the nonstop flights makes it a lot easier. I think that if California or Hawaii, it wasn't too far, a lot of Brazilians will be moving there, but they moved to Florida because we are in a very good location. I try to find online Brazilian things in Sarasota. I found a couple of restaurants, I found a couple of shops, and I know a lot of people to move here, but I found this and I thought it was very interesting. Eduardo Cobra, he is probably the most famous graffiti artist in the world. He's got many murals on big buildings all over the world. And he's got this mural called Dance in the 2nd floor of the Palm Avenue parking garage. So I thought that was interesting. And you guys can check him out. He's done wonderful work all over the world. Ah, thank you. I'm curious to go visit. Brazil in a nutshell is a country of warmth in climate and the people. So if you want to just be nice and kind to a Brazilian, it'll go a long way. There's a lot of opportunities to work with Brazilians. They invest here a lot, like Carlo mentioned. I think Maria is going to go over numbers in real estate. I didn't add that. And explore also with their clients here the opportunities in Brazil. There are many opportunities down there. So this can be a trade opportunity. Takeaways for realtors: be knowledgeable about Brazilian things, learn a little bit about Brazil, be patient and share the knowledge with the Brazilian. You'll be amazed, because even if you say bom dia, the Brazilian will feel like, oh, you know how to say that. So anything that you learn about a Brazilian will help you do business and build that relationship and build that trust with a Brazilian. Tips for working with Brazilians. Number one, be very, very, very resourceful. Brazilians are going to ask you about, where do I get my driver's license? How do I register my kid in school? Where can I get picanha or guaraná? they're really going to want you to help them with all the basics way beyond what we do in a real estate transaction. So that's very important. I know that we talk about stay in your lane, only focus on the things that we're supposed to do, but be the resource for them. That's going to be very helpful. They're very demanding. Now, WhatsApp is a requirement. If you don't use WhatsApp, you're going to have a big problem working with a Brazilian. Now, if you want that Brazilian client to really know that you like using WhatsApp and you know how to use it, you have to have audio conversation through WhatsApp. Brazilians can talk for hours, exchanging audios of 2 to 5 minutes with each other. And it's actually a great thing, but it can drive you insane if you've never done it, but that's something you got to try. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you have to have some really good gifts. That's very important. Brazilians are very creative and they have the funniest gifts ever. And with my clients, we always use it through the transactions. It makes it more fun when it's very stressful. About time, again, flexibility is very important. Brazilians are going to send you an audio message on WhatsApp at 10 p.m. They're going to expect you to answer, even if they write. You don't have to answer right now. So if you just say, all right, I'm going to get back to you tomorrow morning, that's enough. You don't have to work, but at least acknowledge that you received the message. That is very helpful. Now, this is a little bonus. I wanted to make it a little fun to end my presentation, which is to learn expressions. Brazilians are so creative. They're very creative in the way they create music, in the way they create food, how they cook, and with art. Now, they're very, very creative with language. The expressions that Brazilians come up in Portuguese are pretty funny. So I'm going to tell you a little story, a day in the life of a real estate with a Brazilian client. So one day I was showing a property and my client arrived to see the property and she said, Corina, I've got a flea behind my ear about this house. And I'm like, you don't have to worry. Let's go inside. Let's check it out. And, I think you're going to like it. So she gets inside the house and she absolutely loves it. She starts to be a little nervous about it. And she says, Corina, if I have to pay full price, I am going to have to swallow a frog. And I said, you do not have to worry. I'm going to negotiate. You'll be fine. We can present a good offer. And she said, I know, but you can't be very aggressive because imagine if the owner kicks the bucket. And I'm like, no, don't worry. We're going to be fine. I'm a good negotiator. So at 10 p.m., she sends me an audio on WhatsApp and says, hey, my cousin just called from Brazil and he said, I should not buy a property in Tampa. I should be going to Orlando. That's where most of the Brazilians are. And she said, but I love it here. I feel more lost than an onion in a fruit salad. And I said, oh my God, don't worry. Let's meet tomorrow morning. Let's have breakfast, have a conversation, sleep on it. And she said, I'm so glad you're going to be able to peel that pineapple for me. So that's kind of like how Brazilians would talk using those expressions. And so the insect has nothing to do with all the insects that we have here in Florida. It means when you have an insect behind your ears, it means you're suspicious about something. When you're eating a frog, it means that you don't want to do something and then you end up doing something that you don't want to do it. To kick the bucket means to cancel everything. To feel like you're in an onion inside a fruit salad, it means to be very confused. And to peel a pineapple is what all of us realtors do every day, solve problems. So that's it. I thought I had, yeah. Obrigada. I hope you enjoyed. And
Thank you, Corina. That was awesome. You're an excellent speaker, and thanks for breaking down
Thank
some
you.
of the Brazilian and Portuguese information for
All
us.
right.
Does anybody have any questions for Corina before she steps away?
I do.
Yes. Go ahead, Glo.
Oh,
You've been here, what brought you here?
I've been here for half my life, 22 years. I go to Brazil at least once a year. Yeah, ever since I brought my parents and my sister, I stay here longer. I don't have to go that often, but I go once a year. Yeah.
So Corina is also going to be, she's going to be in Brazil at the See Me 360 event that several of us in this room are going to be going to. Maria's going to be talking about it. We've got Heitor, he's coming up soon to talk about it as well. So kind of one of the things that the focuses of these spotlights that we wanted to do was have a spotlight on a country and be able to follow that up with a live event that you can actually travel to with some like-minded people in a safe environment, in a very real estate focused way. So Corina will be there. Oh, we have a question.
Yeah, how do you say that?
Bom dia.
Bom dia,
Yes,
almost like a G, right? It's like a G, but
Yeah.
without a G. Bom
because
dia.
I'm from the Southeast, so that's how I sound.
Oh,
But if you
okay.
say it bom dia,
Yes,
I mean,
nobody will yell at you.
because that's one way that other people say it. So.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome.
All
Thank you
right,
so
thank
much.
you very much.
It tells us. Okay, can everyone hear me? I wasn't sure this was on. Okay, our next group, I believe they're there. Our next group is a group from Sao Paulo, and we're delighted that they are joining us. We have three of them. They're all associated with the Paula Santos Realty. So we have Felipe Latance, a commercial manager with 8 years experience in the real estate market, specializing in negotiations and team leadership. We have Vanessa Gaspareto, who is an active realtor, and Fatima, or I mispronounced this, Paula Santos. And she is the co-owner of Paula Santos Realty, a real estate company with 55 years of tradition in Sorocaba, Sao Paulo. So welcome, welcome. We're glad you're with us today.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I just want to say real fast. We've only been talking to these ladies and gentlemen for about a week now, but they have been an amazing resource. I know they're going to put on a wonderful presentation. And whenever we first started talking, Vanessa WhatsApped me with audio immediately. So that was kind of my first intro to audio, but she was spot on. And I did it back. So, okay, ladies, thank you for joining us.
Okay. Oh, hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Bom dia.
Boa tarde agora. It's a pleasure to be here with you everyone. And I would like to thank Lori for the invitation. Thanks a lot, I appreciate it. My name is Fatima Paula Santos, and I am one of the owners here in this real estate company in Sorocaba. Sorocaba is a town very close to São Paulo, about 60 kilometers away. And this company has been operating in the real estate market since 1970. It was founded by my father, José Paula Santos. The company name is our family last name. And we had building this strong reputation over all these years, and always guided by ethical principles and expertise in the area of property rental and sales in town. Now, I introduce you Vanessa Gaspareto. She's one of our team members who will share a bit about our city and our business culture. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank
Hey,
you. It was nice to
guys.
meet you too. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Let me share my screen first. Well, just a second. Here. All right. So my name is Vanessa. I've been in real estate market for 4 years, but the last 2 years as an agent. And before that, I had the privilege to work with a real estate agent from North Carolina. And it was amazing. It brought me so much experience and so many stories to share. And even though Florida is really a strong place for investment, as our friend Carlo and Corina showed us. I'd like to show you what's been making agents really been successful here in our market. Now I'm part of Paula Santos broker team, and I've prepared a short video to tell you a bit about this. So I'm sharing my screen. Just give me a second. Can you guys hear me properly?
Yeah, we can hear you perfect.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so here you go. Let me pause. And share.
It says your screen sharing. There you go.
Okay.
For over 55 years, Paula Santos-Real Estate has been more than a company. It has been a part of the lives and dreams of thousands. From generation to generation, we have grown alongside the city, adapting to every shift, every new beginning. Today, we proudly manage over 1,200 rental contracts, representing a substantial transaction volume in Brazilian reais. Backed by a strong legal team, we ensure every deal is secure and seamless. Our evolution has been constant. From economic changes to the global pandemic, we have reshaped our services to meet the needs of the moment. What once began as a small business is now a reference in real estate, blending tradition with innovation and relationships with results. This is Paula Santos, where stories begin and dreams take shape.
Okay. Well,
We're
let
having
me-
technical difficulties.
Yes, probably my connection, so I'm sorry about that. Let me present it again.
Have you ever been to Florida, Vanessa?
Not yet,
Not yet?
unfortunately,
You're
but I
coming
will.
soon? Yeah, for sure.
Yes, definitely. Because I used to work as a commercial manager before, and the company had a branch in Florida. So I worked connected with Florida, but I haven't been there yet. But I will.
Okay, coming
Yeah.
soon.
Yes, definitely, I will. Are you seeing my screen?
No, it's not sharing.
No, not sharing. Let me share that again. Okay. Thank you for your patience, by the way.
Of course, no problem. Nothing worse than, yeah, technical difficulties. Is there anybody in the room that's new to global business? Anybody here? One, just one? Okay, awesome. Well, two. Oh, that's it, two. Welcome. Thank you for coming. We're excited to have you guys here. Our next event is going to be on Panama, I believe. Actually, we have one on Panama. We have another cultural night out that's coming up September 11th or 12th, I believe. And I think we've secured Rodizio Brazilian Steakhouse. So like in preparation, it's like all about, it's all Brazil all the time right now. So from this event to the, oh, here we go. I'll tell you more later.
Okay. Okay, so all right, folks. I whipped up this little presentation to give you a snapshot of what real estate looks like here in Brazil, and more specifically in Sorocaba. And by the way, full disclosure, I kind of got thrown into this last minute. So if you catch any small mistakes, just pretend you didn't see them, okay?
We
Let's keep it
definitely
light.
will, for sure. And we
And the
appreciate
goal-
you pitch hitting and coming in on this such short notice.
Oh, thank you. So the goal here is just to give you the big picture and get the ball rolling.
Can you
Well,
maximize your screen? Like it's kind of like small on the side. Can you hit it so that it's like takes up the whole screen?
okay,
Are you able
let
to
me
do that?
see why it's not sharing properly. Share.
I mean, we'll take what we can get.
What about now? Can you see the full?
No, bottom right corner, maybe. I'm hearing a shout out from the, now we're back to you. Now it's
Yes,
full
I'm
screen
gonna
with
share
you
that
again.
again.
Okay.
What about now?
Yeah, that's perfect. You did it. Good job.
Okay,
got
thank you.
this.
So let me try that again. Okay.
It's fine. It's all good.
Well, where were we? Yeah. Okay, so here's a quick overview of what we'll cover, just to set the stage before we jump in. So why Brazil? Easy for foreign buyers, São Paulo interior and growth, Sorocaba strengths and solid returns and timing. Well, Brazil is really standing out now for real estate. I can say that interest rates aren't very low, as our friend Carlo showed. But property values are rising fast, and that brings solid returns. There is strong demand, and it's also a reliable way to edge against the inflation that is happening now. And if you're coming from abroad, all you can need is tax ID that we call CPF. No residency required, no visa required. You need to open a bank account and be aware of some limits like a rural or border zones, but that's it. Overall, it's a pretty straightforward process. Most people think that São Paulo means just a big city, the capital. By the way, I was born there. But check this out. More than a third of the state's entire GDP comes from the interior. And nearly 40% of people live outside of the capital. So that's a lot of economic power spread across the smaller cities. And now let's take a closer look at Sorocaba. That is the city I've been living for the last 28 years. It's an old city, but very modern and growing fast. I moved to Sorocaba in 1998, and it has been growing really fast, steadily. It's a high HDI score, almost 0.8, which means good quality of life. There are plenty of parks here, about 63 miles of bike lane.
So your screen is gone. Oh. You're frozen. Okay, so anyways, we're having that cultural night out I mentioned. That's gonna be September 11th. Is it 11th? 10th, sorry, September 10th, at the Rodizio Steakhouse. So we're gonna be doing that. We've got the Spotlight on Panama coming up on sometime in October, maybe mid-October somewhere.
And
And
tour of the Port Manatee tomorrow as well. I hope a lot of you are able to
Oh.
go with us.
she's back. Look, there you are. Hey. We
Hey, I don't
lost
know
you.
if-
You probably know that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was my connection or something like that, or Zoom flinched. I'm gonna share my screen again.
Okay.
I don't know how much you guys heard. I'm gonna share that again.
Yeah, if you should, I mean, I can tell you if we saw it or not. Who in the room is going to the port tomorrow? a lot of us. Carlo will be there for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be good for sure. The Brazil trip is the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of October. Yeah, so they're gonna talk all about it. And Sarasota, Raisem will be represented in the booth. We are gonna be there. You guys are going too, right? No, you're not? Stop. Oh my God. I know. Why can't you go? Oh, geez. Whatever. That's a bad excuse. But yeah, there will be a lot of associations that are going for sure. As I mentioned, Corina will be there. I think you said like 9 associations so far, maybe some. Yeah, okay. I don't want to steal your thunder. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, and then we also have our holiday party is going to be coming up. Marlena, do you have something to say? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, she probably, are you ready? I'm sorry.
No, no problem. No problem.
Yes.
It's good because it gave me enough time to share my screen. Okay, so
Oh.
I was talking about Sorocaba. Can I continue?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
for sure, please.
Okay, so I was talking about Sorocaba, the city I've been living for the last 28 years. I moved here in 1998, and Sorocaba has been growing a lot, and there are many parks here. Also, I don't know exactly where I stopped. Let me check.
Right around here.
Yes. Okay, so oh yeah, I was talking about the bike lanes. There are like 63 miles of bike lanes here in the city, making it safer to go up and down.
Nice.
Yes, it is. Okay, well, let's check these numbers. So Sorocaba sold over 5,000 properties last year, and more than many big cities around. And it's also one of the top cities for new real estate projects. Many launches are happening here. Rents have gone up more than 50% in the last 3 years, much faster than inflation. And that's the kind of growth that investors love to see. And this is why Sorocaba has been growing so much. Well, Sorocaba isn't just about numbers. It's a great place to live. There are different neighborhoods for lifestyles, many schools, many universities here. And the city is one of the best Brazil for healthcare investment. It's a place where people choose to live for quality of life, not just for work. And real estate here is like a reliable savings account with high returns. Rent prices have gone up more than 13% this year. If you rent, for example, for short stays, you can earn about 8% return from rent, plus another 8% from property's value increasing. That adds up to around 16% total return each year, which is really good. So I can say in short that Sorocaba is growing safe, full of real opportunities. And now it's a great time to look beyond Brazil, big cities like São Paulo, and explore the interior. And our company, Paula Santos, is here to help you find the best deals and grow your investments in Brazil.
Well, we know who we're coming to when we're buying property in Sao Paulo.
Yes, definitely. We're ready. Anyone has questions or something like that?
Do you have a lot of American investors in the area where you're doing real estate at this time?
It's been something new here in Sorocaba because we have a mayor that is spreading the news about Sorocaba. He's really famous here. Now people from São Paulo is coming over, and now investors are starting looking to our city in a different way, investing because there are many multinationals moving to Sorocaba. So it's a new market, but as I said, really growing fast and steadily.
Could you explain a little bit about the time frame it takes to go from looking at a property to actually closing on the property? Talk about a little bit about financing for properties. Could you give us a little bit of insight about that as well?
I'm sorry, your voice is quite low. I couldn't understand that fully.
Yes, about talking about the process from the beginning to the end in terms of buying a property, not for rent, but perhaps you're going to live there. Do you use attorneys to do title? Can they get financing if they're American? Also get into a little bit, if you're moving there, Americans may be looking about what type of health care they can possibly obtain, something like that, just kind of an overview.
Yes, I'm not very acquainted about the situation where people from abroad move to, especially in my city, Sorocaba, because as I said, it's a quite new situation here, investors investing in Sorocaba. But one thing that I can say that the process is not quite difficult, as I said, having a tax ID and opening a bank account, but about health insurance and things like that, I don't have numbers to show you.
That's okay, no problem. So once somebody puts an offer in and they get an accepted contract, how long does it take to close on a property?
It depends on the negotiation, how the negotiation goes, but I'd say
On average?
it depends,
What, 1 week?
a week or so, yeah. It's-
Oh, wow, a week?
Yeah,
If everything flows.
That's crazy.
If everything
So
flows.
that's
you-
obviously a cash purchase.
yes, a cash purchase,
Easy for fancy.
Yeah.
yes.
If it's
Cash purchase.
Is it very difficult to get financing?
Financing.
Finances, yes, it's
62.
40 to 60 days.
Okay. Yeah, that's about average. That's about what we have here too as well. And your interest rates are around 15%. Is that what I heard?
Yes,
Yeah.
around that. It
And how
depends
long
on the
would,
bank, but yes.
yeah, how long would that normally, like, what's the longest fixed time that you can have a mortgage for? Like here we have it for 30 years fixed at a certain percent,
32 years.
32 years. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And then who does your settlement? Do you use a title company or do you use an attorney? Who does the paperwork and who handles it? How much of that do you work as a real estate agent? How much of that do you handle? Do you write the offers, et cetera?
Yes, we have a team of attorneys here to take care of the paperwork and everything and write the contracts. So yes, we handle everything. Yeah, we have a legal team here.
Okay, okay. Anybody else have any questions for her at this point? All right, well, thank you so much. We appreciate your joining us today. It's been wonderful information and we'll look forward to seeing you up here in
Thank
Florida
you.
soon.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Fatima and Vanessa.
Yes,
Thank you
definitely.
so
I'll be
much.
there. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Denise. We need you. Okay, so coming up next, our next speaker is Heitor Kusor. He is the CEO of CME 360. So that's the event that I've been referencing in October that we're going to have. And Marlene, actually, maybe you just say what you were going to say real fast to the group about last year.
Hello, can you hear me? May I share my screen, please? Could you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, great. May I? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, we're going to need to, we'll finish that at the end. Hello, Heitor.
Hello,
Oh.
sorry.
Okay. All right, we're gonna finish. We'll finish that up at the end. But I want to go ahead and introduce you, Heitor. Heitor is the CEO of CME 360, the International Real Estate Congress, one of the leading names in the sector in Brazil and abroad. A real estate broker, appraiser, and law graduate. He holds an MBA in economics and business law, as well as several international certifications granted by NAR, such as CIPS, SFR, and ABR. With a solid background in risk management, compliance, and real estate documentation, Heitor is also specialist in distressed assets, having worked on transactions involving more than 890 properties in 180 cities, totaling $2 billion in assets. He's been a global ambassador for the Orlando Regional Realtor Association and has participated in many trade missions to Europe, USA, Africa, and Latin America, including a presence at MIPIM, the world's largest real estate event. He is the creator of CME 360 and of important industry awards such as Broker of the Year and Best Companies to Work For in Real Estate Market. He is also the publisher of Revista Heitor Immobiliaria and responsible for the creation of Cofesi's brand and mascot. With more than 400 institutional connections in Brazil and abroad, he works as a consultant in large urban and real estate projects. And with that, we're going to go ahead and hand it over to you, Heitor, to start telling us a little bit about you and about CME 360.
Okay, thank you very much. May I?
Please.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here. It's a pleasure to be here with Sarasota Associations and 2 or 3 good friends here and Maria Grulich from Florida Realtors. Thank you very much for Maria for this invitation. Corina, of course, Corina Silva. It's a pleasure to hear Corina speak. It makes us even more proud to be Brazilian and do business with American. Congrats, Corina. It's awesome, your presentation. Thank you very much for my people, for us people. Thank you very much, really. So, the Brazilian real estate could you see my screen yet?
We can see your screen, yes.
Okay, so I'm Heitor Kusor. I'm CEO from CME 360. But allow me, first of all, talk about Cofesi. Cofesi system, Cofesi Cresce is Cofesi is the Federal Council of Real Estate Agents in Brazil. We have 150,000 real estate agents, 74 agencies, and 52,000 appraisals. We are the second largest institutions around the world. The first is the NAR. We are the second around the world and the first in Latin America. We have, and about little information about Brazilian economy to show to you how we are very, very important. We are average 8.5 million kilometers, but the point is 202 million residents and 72 million households. This is a huge, huge market around the world. And about just one information about, for example, it's very important to economy is unemployment rate. We have less 7%. This less 7% is very good. For comparison, United States nowadays is 4.1. So we have less 7%. And just 2 or 3 numbers for you. In last real estate launches last year, it's just January to November, it's 91,000 properties, and we sales 95,000 properties just in São Paulo city. Just this to make an idea about our market. And the bank prices, for example, index, we have a 88% growth in the last 7 years. Is a very important index. And just here, we have in December 2024, 2.4 trillion reais in funding, funding in just and only real estate market. So our market is very important. And for example, last year, 2024 too, the real estate financing in billions of reais is 300 billion reais, at least $60 billion, and 1,200,000 properties in last year, just real estate financing. So our market is stronger, is clear and legal. And for example, we have just in housing as an emergency, we have 6 million properties. This is a housing deficit in Brazil. So we have market a lot to developers, to constructors, to new properties. And just one little comparison for corporate real estate market. We have a degree and 21% to supply and demand dynamics. This is the logistics, okay? Offices, and the offices and corporate. And here, just supply and logistics. We degree 2% in vacancy. I mean, this market is grow up in last 2 years. And we have now, right now, 3 million social house in demand. We launched last year 150,000 last year, and we have demand. Just the My House, My Life, this is a huge program, social program in Brazil. We have demanded 3 million social house. It's very huge opportunity to developers to lend properties and of course real estate agents. And we have, I don't know if you know, but Brazil have a golden visa, not like a green card in America, but golden visa. Golden visa is residence by investment for investors and can obtain residence in Brazil by investing in real estate. And North and Northwest, $130,000. Another 3 regions in Brazil, less to $200. So, and with this, you have a residential by investments and a good opportunity to not, I repeat, not like golden visa, green card, sorry, but as a residential by investment, residential visa. But talk about the topic is CIMI 360 is the largest and most complete real estate event in Latin America. Let me introduce to you. We are International Real Estate Congress. CIMI is Real Estate Congress, in Portuguese, Congresso Internacional do Mercado Imobiliário. And we are 360. What is this? We have a unique experience and focusing directly impacting the daily lives of professionals, companies, and everyone involved in this sector. Last year we had 27 rooms, just 2 workshops, and 93 topics around the real estate market. I mean, 360. And we have very stronger concepts. For example, we don't have just presentations, we have workshops, practicals, and a new format for even in the real estate industry around the world. We have exclusive workshops with 50 minutes. This year we will provide 32 rooms to when 200 people could be now in the practice, not just information, but practice concepts. And we are the unique event around the world. We have uniting sectors and beauty dreams. How? We have 63 agreements with international associations and 34 in Brazil. All of these most important institutions around the world, we have agreement or MOU or intention protocols. And we have 30,000 square meters, 100 speakers this year, more than 5,000 attendants, more than 80 workshops, almost 500 hours content and more than 20 countries. And we have 360 because we are realtors and brokers, investors, entities, technology companies, financial market, leaders in the real estate market. We are the unique in this concept. And Brazil most sustainable real estate event. We have a good intention to show around the world the event is possible to do sustainable. So we have zero waste event certified, full accessibility in space, and carbon neutral event, sustainable report. I mean, we have very, very concerned. We are very concerned with the sustainability in, of course, in around the world, but in our events. And for example, we have a good place. We have 32 rooms. We have on stage from international associations, show your projects. So you are my guest to show your projects in Brazil, in this stage, international stage. And we have on stage 2 Brazilian projects, but we have the last innovation is our arena. Our arena is like this. It's never do before. We have 900 square meters to LED. This is our arena. There's inside. This video is just one on draft, but I just show to you. And this is arena in sorry, this is the real effect, this arena in our show in 23 to 25 October in Brazil. Look, this proportional between people and arena. This is the what will happen. This place to go to can show you your projects, your brand, and your companies. Of course, our associations, we have agreement like Florida Realtors, Sarasota, Pinellas, Aura, Miami. This brand, your brand, you show this arena. And to finish,
Well, it looks super exciting.
so, but the most important, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to send to you a message. This it's
Very
about
nice. It's not about
changing
selling
the
properties.
people's
It's about
lives.
changing people's lives. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Heitor.
This is more important. And we, by the way, we have Realtors members.
Can you say that
So-
again? Yeah.
Can you hear me? I'm frozen.
I couldn't.
Hello?
Now I
Okay.
can.
Now I go now.
Yes, I can hear you
I'm
now.
back. Okay. We offer 10% discount for Florida Realtors members.
Great.
In our this QR code, we can bring your buy your ticket with 10% discount, and we have we will send to Florida Realtors code. Laura is here. Laura, could you please send? Yes, this is coupon in the chat. Could you
Oh,
see?
the coupon is Florida Realtors. That's what you type in.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Very
this coupon you have 10% discount because Florida Realtors good partnership. Pinellas, Aura, Miami, Sarasota. So I do like set you. Thank you very much for this
Thank
opportunity.
you so much.
I
Thank you.
hope you can go to come to Brazil. I hope you have a good experience, and I see you in 23 to 25 October in Brazil. Thank you. Thank you
Heitor,
very
I
much.
will be there. I'm coming to Brazil. I'm
Oh,
going to use that
thank you. Thank
QR
you very
code
much.
personally. So I'm really excited.
Thank you very much. Boa tarde, buenas tardes, good afternoon, guten Tag. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you so much. Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Maybe at the end after Maria speaks. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to have, okay, we're on to, wait, is there any questions for Heitor? First of all, does
Okay.
anybody have any questions about the event, about CME 360? No. You did an amazing job with your overview. Thank you. Thank you again.
Don't questions, just coming to see.
What's that? What, Denise?
Don't have questions. Come
Okay.
here to see and feel our energy and our market. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
We are
Have a good
excited.
day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Heitor. Bye-bye. And if you hit stop sharing, yep, I think we're
Okay.
good.
Are you good?
We good, Denise? Heitor, if you could hit the button that says stop sharing, then we'll stop sharing.
Back?
It's on the bottom, supposedly.
And
It's back, yeah. For me, it's back. For me, it's working and share my screen. Do you know?
I think where it says share screen, where the green button, there we go.
Got it.
No,
No,
no, you're still there. We still got
for
you.
me working.
Hmm?
And now,
Excuse me, just a little bit, trying to help. Heitor,
yes,
Gabi, agora conseguiu.
tá funcionando?
Now, yes.
No, you're still there.
Again.
Is start
And
of
now,
screen sharing.
And now. And now,
I think you have to go to sharing. And then.
for me, is sharing.
Heitor, você tá me
Oi.
ouvindo?
Sim.
but
É
the
para
voice
parar
is
de
too low.
apresentar, pode tirar mesmo.
Ah, para. Ah, ok. Eu pensei que era para mostrar só. Ok. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.
should we move on?
That's not.
Oh, wait a minute until I introduce Maria. Here we are. We good?
I think we're good now.
All
Yep,
right.
we're looking good.
Moving on.
Moving on
Are we
to
good,
our
Denise?
final speaker of the
Yes.
day. So exciting.
Very exciting. Welcome. What's that?
Maria's the
that?
only thing standing between us and wine. Just kidding.
Well, I'm going to introduce you first, and then you can get on. We're so pleased. Thank you for your patience for waiting to be the last presenter.
Save the best for
Okay.
last.
All right, Maria is Vice President of Commercial Real Estate and Global Business for the Florida Realtors. She serves as Vice President of Commercial Real Estate and Global Business for the Florida Association of Realtors, oversees the development of commercial and global initiatives and programs for Florida. She advises and supports Realtor members and association board staff on global matters and markets at the local, state, and federal levels, while strengthening relationships and cooperation with international organizations. She manages activities such as international expos, conferences, trade missions, as well as serving as the team liaison to the National Association of Realtors and oversees Commercial Alliance, Global Business Exchange, and diversity committees for Florida. In November 2022, Maria successfully brought home the NAR Diamond Award for Global Achievement. Florida is the first state in the nation to receive this prestigious award. Maria was named 2025 Global Advocate of the Year by Miami Association of Realtors. She is on the 2025 NAR CIPS Advisory Board and on the FEDC, which is the Florida Economic Development Council Board of Directors. Her background includes economic development. She was also executive director for the Florida NASA Business Incubator, where she aided entrepreneurs developing businesses from NASA patents. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, she's got it.
Let me work on that.
Okay, it's okay. I'm going to get started. And I've got notes because I added a few things because I don't want you to forget. So what I want to talk about is our purpose, why. And really the purpose is why you should get involved, why you should join us on these events. And we do it so we can connect members to opportunities. I'm not a realtor. I'm not a broker. I'm a connector. So I work for Florida Realtors, and my job is to connect you to opportunities. And this way you can be even more successful. So, right, go back. Oh, okay, sorry. Because I do want to be, oh, I see.
Oh. This way. That one, that's.
Okay, techie, I'm not. Okay, so what we want to do when we go to these events, or everywhere we go, is to showcase Florida and what it has to offer. Residential opportunities and commercial opportunities. We also want to learn, like we're learning today about Brazil, learn what other countries have to offer so that you can know and have those tools in your toolbox and be better prepared when you have clients from other countries. And then, of course, the all-important referrals to you. And when you think about referrals, I don't want you to just think about the referrals from the people you're going to meet in Brazil, but the referrals and the connections and friendships you're also going to make with others that are going on this trip. Lori, Corina, whoever else is going, you need to connect with them. They're from different parts of Florida. You would be amazed as to how many connections have been made from those that are joining us on these trips and then start talking and connecting. So make sure that you look at all the opportunities for referral. Know your market. And I just wanted to highlight this because I know that Carlos and Corina and Heitor all have already talked to you about how important Brazil is. Well, if you look at this, Florida's top 5 buyer countries by sales, Brazil is number 4. And top volume is number 2. So you need to get your share of those sales. And they also are a top buyer using cash only. So it's very, very important to you as well. And I'm super excited this week because the NAR report came out. And what did it say? Florida, again, for like the 100th year, is number 1 in international buyers. We're 21%. We're way ahead of the rest. So remember that, international buyers, that's key. Most want to relocate for all the reasons that have been said, but also they pay cash. There's lots of reasons. So I want to make sure you're getting your share. Okay, now we're going to talk about Simi 360. I get super excited. I'm asked, in fact, I was asked today by an association executive, and he said, if you had to pick 1 or 2 places to go next year, where would you pick? And I said, well, honestly, Realtor Quest, we have to go. That's Toronto. That's a big show for us. It's not expensive.
Which we did that in May, and it was our first time, and it was amazing.
Amazing,
really
over
good.
the top. 11,000 attendees a day. I know that Shane was there, Karen was at half of this room. So very important. I said the one that's going to grow, and I think will be like Realtor Quest, is Simi 360. I'm convinced. We went last year and it was fabulous. So I want to give you an idea. This was our booth, and it's going to be a little different, but I'm going to share some key highlights and things because I think it's important that you see what we did and what we're going to do. If you see here, our booth was totally round. You'll see in the first picture, you'll see all the different cabinets. Every cabinet was a different association. So your association will have their logo on a cabinet, and it will be manned by your members the entire time. So every single association going will have their own. Up at the top this year, it'll say Florida. So you're part of the Florida Pavilion. We're there to set it up. We're there to help you. And all of the logos you can kind of see on this last little one behind Gia and George, the logos of the associations that went were also there. And one of the key things that I want to do this year, we're going to have professional interpreter. We may have more than one. So if you do not speak Portuguese, this should not keep you from joining us because you'll be able to take part and have someone come and interpret for you. We also will have a videographer, and it's actually Corina's brother who did an amazing job last year. So I said, I want him back. I want him to take photos and interview some people. So we're doing that as well. And so that's super important. That I don't want to get off base. On that little corner where you see the Florida map and the little notebooks, that's to remind you, please, if you go, you need to bring materials. You need to bring information about your area. You need to bring, you can bring some gifties. Remember, you have that cabinet, your association has that cabinet for the entire time this is happening. So we will help you schedule that cabinet. We have a master list as to who is supposed to be there at one time, and being punctual and on time is huge because they're not, there could be 5 people from your group or whatever, and we never want it unmanned.
So we need help. So we're gonna need some more people here to man this booth because me, Tammy, and Paula can't do it by ourselves.
Yes.
Just that.
And we do not charge per person. You register yourself and we're going to send out the link. There's a 10% discount. I believe the registration, if we converted it properly, was like $215 per person. So we don't charge, other than that, we charge the association a small fee, and I'll tell you, it's $300, which is nothing, a one-time. Why? Because we buy little gifties. You see those little notebooks, and we have the flamingo pens. We give those to you as well to give out in between. So that's important. I want you to notice the shoes on Gia. Gia was our president last year. George is our vice president-elect this year. And you can't see my shoes, but they're flats. Why am I pointing that out? Because if you're coming, bring some flat shoes. You're going to do a ton of walking. And heels are beautiful. I love heels, but let's not go there. Also, you'll see we all dress professional. We all want to put our best foot forward because you're representing your association, your state, and the US. So it's very, very important. Especially to me, that makes a big difference. Okay, here, Heitor spoke about the 80 workshops that are happening. This gives you an idea of workshops last year. You'll see Corina here in the corner over here. There's George and I and Gia in the middle. There were all kinds of workshops going on. Up in the top was the 360. So you will have an opportunity also when you're not scheduled to work the booth to go to those workshops and learn, and they have headsets. So if you don't speak Portuguese, it's okay. Do I need to do something? Is it too loud? No, okay.
No.
So I want you to get involved. We will be doing some workshops again this year, and I think it's super important for you to participate in those workshops when you are not at the booth, and also walk around and connect with others. You're going to meet other people from Florida when we went that we didn't even know were there. They had speakers, it was amazing. So it's very important for you to know that. The other thing is we had almost, I want to say almost, everyone in the booth was interviewed by somebody. There were tons of media, there were people with video cameras. Everybody wanted to interview our attendees. So that was very, very special and important as well. And even TV, there was an opportunity for TV. Let's see what else I got. Okay, this is the part I don't want to forget because I wrote some notes too. So it's October 23rd through the 25th. I'm going to remind you to go to Brazil. You do need a visa, but you can get your visa online, okay? It's super easy. I think it took me a day and a half to get it. So you apply online, and if you need any, you can reach out, but you do need a visa to go to Brazil. So it's important to go ahead and get it so that you will be all ready to go to Brazil. I mentioned, pardon? Paola, yes. October 23rd through the 25th in Sao Paulo. The registration link, you'll get a 10% discount with the Florida Realtors discount code. I've asked them to email me the link because we've had a few people that had problems with it. So I want to make sure that I post it and send it out to the association so you have the right way that you can go ahead and reserve your spot. I've also been asked about hotels because they're not going to tell you where to stay. There is a hotel by the conference center, and Orlando actually stayed there. It's the Holiday Inn. We also have a group where we're staying, which is the Marriott, and I'm just giving this to you, the Renaissance Sao Paulo Hotel, and that's where we stayed. It's about an hour away, but we really liked it. So what I'm going to do, since it's a bit away, I'm hiring, which I did last year, I'm hiring a van, and those that stay at that Renaissance Marriott, if the association can let me know that you're staying there and you want to be taken to the conference and brought back, I will cover that. So in the morning and as it ends, so twice a day, we'll have that running back and forth. So you don't have to worry about, well, I got to get an Uber, I got to get a taxi, whatever. That's not a problem. I can provide that for that Renaissance. I can't for the Holiday Inn, it's on the other side, but you will have to Uber to get to the conference center because it's clearly on the other side of the property. So my first one, understand the culture. You heard some things already about it's relationship, super, super important. Hector and I met, oh my goodness, maybe 5 years ago. He's been to our conference now like 3 times. He was going to come this year, but SILA, which is the big Latin America conference, is happening at the same time, so he can't. I think he'll be coming in January, and he'll try again to come in August. So we go back and forth, we help each other. So try to learn about the culture, and I'll follow that up in a minute. Familiarize yourself with your community. You need to know about your community, what's available on all different parts of your community. So if someone asks, hey, I'm interested in this or that you have some information, or say, I'll get back with you, here's my card, I'm happy to send you something. If you don't know your community, it's hard for you to sell your community and to get people to buy. So again, dress appropriately. That's huge. This is not the time for cutoffs and jeans. This is dress up your professional best. You're representing not only you, but your association, your state, your country. Don't laugh. Yes, Mom.
No Florida shirt.
You know, I've been asked that, and I'm debating. We may do it one day, because last year they all wanted to wear the flamingo. We have flamingo shirts that we wear, and they're super popular.
pretty. They're really pretty.
They
love them.
are in Toronto. 134 of us wore those shirts and took a picture with the Toronto board. They loved it. So we may do one day. I'll send it out of the flamingo attire. The other is, please bring business cards. I know some of you really like to do the digital thing. I'm not, I'm old school, but there are people that don't want the digital. They want a card that is handed to them. And I like to do it the Japanese, Chinese way, because I have been to both, and that's important to show courtesy, but bring business cards, something you can touch, something you can give, not just the digital. I've seen so many mistakes when they're like, oh, I only have the digital, and the person's looking at me like, oh, no, I want a card. So just remember that, that's important. And then network with intention. And what do I mean by this? I mean, if there's a networking event, or even at the show and you have a list, go to the places you want to check out first. Don't leave it for the end, because at the end you get too busy, you're running around, you're not going to meet. So have a plan of action before you go. I'm detail. Have a plan of action before you go. Can it change? Absolutely. In global, things can change in a minute, but you can at least plan ahead. And remember, you want to connect with the other Florida people that are going and other countries that are going as well. You want to make friends so that you can then also do the very important thing, which is referrals. George Guerra Jr., who's the vice president-elect, and I will be doing a workshop similar to the one we did last year, but we've added to it, on how to connect, how to do business, how to plan to do business with Brazil. So we'll be teaching that. I think this year they're giving us a break. We do 2 workshops a day instead of 3, so that'll be good. But that's another opportunity, is at those workshops to connect with others and give them your card and tell them who you are. They're very open, very loving, want to build relationships with us. You're also going to meet architects, attorneys, all different disciplines that have to do with real estate. Be punctual and be prepared. That's extremely important for the workshops, so you're not coming in late, or booth time. We have a schedule. We really, those of us, Marlene's shaking her head, we're very picky about everybody. Please be on time. And I even have everybody's cell number, so if somebody doesn't show up, we have backups so that we've got it all covered. And then maintain cultural sensitivities. When you look up the culture, when you learn a little bit, not embarrassing someone, that's super, super important. Okay, so I talked all about culture. Kiss, bow, or shake hands. I think this is a must read, but we're going to make it even easier for you. August 28th, 12:30 to 2:30. The author, Terry Morrison, she's a friend, she's a speaker, and she's going to be our keynote speaker at the Global Business Committee meeting at convention this year. So if you're going to the Orlando convention for Florida Realtors, you can go and sit and listen to her and get tips and meet her. Her new book is coming out. I have purchased some of these books because we're going to have some drawings, so some of you will have her book. And if you can't go and you're like, oh man, I'm not going to be able to go, that's okay. I'm going to send your association the link because it's going to be hybrid. So our global meeting is one of the few meetings that is hybrid for Florida Realtors. And we're providing that link to all the associations and even NAR. I mentioned it when I was at NAR, and I said, we're opening this up to all our NAR partners, our local associations, and our memorandum of understanding partners in other countries. So Ireland will be listening, I already know. The UK will be listening. So lots of people listening. Also at this meeting, we will have guests from other countries. We're going to have guests from Canada, the CEO of TREB that some of you met when you went to Realtor Quest. The president will be there also. The UK Association president will be there as well. And I'll know shortly, Mexico, they were texting me while I'm here, and Jamaica is looking at coming to join us at these meetings. Right after that meeting, if you're coming in person, go straight to, and we'll announce it, the Global Business Exchange. And this is free. This is where Lori met Corina at one of the tables. We have tables, about 10 people per table. We have table hosts, and they help people start connecting. You can have 10 years of experience in global or none, and connect with others. And every 7 minutes you switch tables. But what we're going to do before we even do that is we're going to have each of our international guests say a few words so that you can connect with them, know who they are. So when you're going from table to table, you can say, oh, that's a gentleman from Canada. That's a CEO from the UK. And Terry Morrison will be joining us at that too. We have a lot of other things happening in August. The diversity meeting, the keynote will be the CEO from Canada, John D. Michel, and we will have a panel. This panel is made up of members like you that went to Realtor Quest. They're going to talk about what they got out of it. One of them got a listing for a lot. Another one, Money Corp, Kelly's going to speak because they actually got a client. So I have different people talking about what they got out of it, how it benefited them. And that is important because then you can, next year, when we say, do you want to go? You have a reason to understand why it's important to go. And then let's see, I think this is next to my last slide. This gives you an idea of our booth. There is Miami in the top corner. Then I think that is, I think it's Palm Beach. No, Palm Beach is in the middle. Panelist, that was Tampa. And then all of the key members that were from, including Heitor, are in that top picture. But this gives you an idea of how everybody has their own, but yet you're part of Florida. And we're there to help with anything the entire time. And then last but not least, obrigado. Thank you very much. And I'll be here for your reception. Thank you.
Maria, thank you so much. I'm sure there's some questions here, and I'm sure everybody's ready to sign up for the event in August. I know we're all going, exchanging cards. Any questions for Maria?
Maria is a wealth of
Okay.
knowledge.
Yes,
She's
she is.
amazing. So if you guys do have questions, she's going to hang out for a little bit. Debbie's got one right here. What is it, Debbie?
You know what? I knew you were going to ask that. So guess what? I brought a list. So
She is
you
the
guys
keeper of all of the trips.
can look at. We have been on many trips this year and we have many more coming up. I'll tell you, you already heard about Realtor Quest. Those that are doing commercial, we are during convention also doing International Council of Shopping Centers at the Orlando Convention Center. So we'll have a booth there as well for those that are doing retail and commercial. And then another one that we've been at, we're doing C5 for NAR. So that's also commercial and global together. We'll have a booth there. And what we're having is actually, we call it the living room or the Florida room. And it looks like a living room when we invite people to come sit down, connect. We have our economic development partners come to that as well. And also the National CCIM Institute is part of that. We are going to a place in the sun, Birmingham. That is the only consumer show we do. That is not realtors coming, that is actual people looking to buy somewhere else.
We've been to that before several times and it's a really great opportunity. September.
The dates for that are going to be September 19th through the 21st. And I can give you more info on that. We're going to Alicante, Spain, which we went to last year. And this is with to connect with Provia. Provia are developers in Spain. They sell and promote their own properties, condos, houses. Some of these are like over the top.
Over the top. We did that one
Like-
too. It was
like-
amazing. If you got the opportunity, you should definitely go to that. Alicante is beautiful.
Over the top. Toronto Global Forum, we do a lot of the forums in different countries to learn about global opportunities. It is not real estate based. Then we do Brazil, then Japan. We'll be going to Japan. Japan is not real estate. It's more of a government. And our governor will be there and governors from four other states will be there along with Japan and promoting that Japan-Florida relationship for us. And we will probably be signing an MOU with Japan at that time.
Wow.
as
When is that, Maria?
That is October 28th and 29th in Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
And then
We'll go
we-
right from Brazil to Tokyo.
Oh, I am.
Are
I'm flying
you?
Straight. Yeah, straight. I have more, but the other one that's interesting that might be of interest is two more is Panama. We are going to Panama. And that will be in December for FIAPSI. We'll be participating in FIAPSI Panama. We're big supporters of FIAPSI. I believe in their mission. And we're going to be, we went to Singapore this year. We'll be going to Panama. And then the other one that if you are a global member, don't contact yet. I'll post it on The Voice. We still got some months. It's the World Strategic Forum in Miami. And we give out 40, 50 tickets. It depends on how many I can get, free to our members. The tickets are about $1,000 each. You will hear global speakers. You will hear, it could be the president of a country. When we went to Argentina, it was the president of Argentina. It could be governors. It could be topics of interest, because if you're a global leader, you have to know what's going on in the world. So what we do is for our members, we say, okay, I have 40 tickets. The first 40 people that answer these questions, I can go on this date. Here's my email. Here's my company name and my cell number. And then we start giving them out. And then once we run out, we run out. But we'll be doing that again this year. And that is going to occur on November 24th and 25th.
We got really lucky and were able to do that last year too. It was an amazing opportunity.
And it's free. And you can stay anywhere. This year, they relocated it to the Lowe's Hotel. So it's not going to be at the Biltmore. It's now going to be at the Lowe's Hotel. So I'll stop there. Thank you very much. And I can answer, I'll be here. I can
Yeah,
answer
we'll
any
be here if you
questions.
guys have questions to circulate with Maria. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Can we just get Marlene real quick? Marlene, come on. Real quick. I know everybody's thirsty.
Oh, thank you. I
But
probably
we
put
want to
too
hear what
much
you have
on.
to
I like
say.
put my suitcase back
Thank
for
you so much for
3
coming.
minutes.
I appreciate you allowing me to share with the whole audience here my own experience. My name is Marlene Cambronero. I am originally from Costa Rica. I have been in Tampa, Florida for 38 years and in the real estate industry for 22 years. I started as a lender and I transitioned to real estate agent in 2009. I have been very involved with our local association and participating with different committees and the state association also with a global committee and 3 other committees as well. I'm not going to list all of them. But what I wanted to share with you, I'm the immediate past global chair for our now called Suncoast Tampa Greater Association, Realtors Association. Well, Association of Realtors. I'm still getting used to the whole acronym thing. But what I wanted to say is I'm also started off with a local association, then to the state association through Maria. I'm meeting everybody she knows because she's amazing at that. So she's your best friend always and forever. And then at that point, I met people from all over the state of Florida. And little by little, people started leading me into looking at the global level with our national association. So I'm also an immediate past global ambassador for our national association. I was responsible to represent our association in 3 different countries, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. Nicaragua decided to cut relations. The government did not allow them to be part of our association any longer. So I stayed with just Costa Rica and Panama, which was incredible because I am from Costa Rica and Panama are our best neighbors ever, and they're amazing people. So I had a wonderful experience. I traveled through all over the world in different international conferences, meeting incredible people, including Mr. Kusor. Heitor is unbelievable. And the people of Brazil are incredible. So I really highly encourage you to go to Brazil and to go to all these international conferences. You will be surprised how easy it is to connect with everyone. Everybody wants to meet you. Everybody wants to know who you are. They're interested in you and what you can do to help them improve how they practice our profession around the world. Everyone wants to be like us because they don't have the resources that we have. I'm talking in regards to technology, how we connect, how we do things, how we sell, how we buy properties, what is the process, what's the system, what works, what doesn't work. If you talk to people from your heart at a contribution and you share everything that you are, everything that you know, they automatically do the same thing with you. It just comes back naturally and it's genuine. It comes out of your heart, out of contribution and collaboration, and we raise the level of everyone around the world that are involved in this amazing industry. So we definitely touch people's life, make a difference in people's life. So when you come, like Maria said, be the expert on your own little zip code even, your little town. Is people like, huh? Sarasota, Manatee, where is that? Bring a map. The map works amazing in Toronto. Every single time, no matter where I go, even in MIPIM, in Kansas, in France, the map is like, you can tell people, it's not just Miami, party town, and it's not about Mickey Mouse and Orlando only. Florida is amazing. We're the 3rd largest region. As a region, I consider you guys region, even though I'm part of the Tampa Association. I live in Anna Maria Island for 5 years, and I worked for 7 years at Tropicana here in Bradenton. So I'm very familiar. I just had lunch at Sweet Berries, which I love. The Kusor ice cream is the best. Anyhow, so I just say, bring the knowledge of what you do every day and don't be afraid to share it. Why here? Because it's an amazing place to live. And this is why I chose to live here. That's what they want to hear, because then that kind of puts that interest in their mind And then they know how to communicate that information to their clients, to the investors, and to everyone they know. You are your own best ambassador.
Thank you, Marlene. Thank you so much. We
So
really
bring a
appreciate
lot of
it.
business cards,
Awesome.
a lot of business cards.
See you in Brazil.
Yeah,
All right,
definitely.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming. We super appreciate it. And let's have some wine.
And we'll maybe see you tomorrow at the port.
Oh, yeah, and for sure, tomorrow at the port.